Hello, hello, hello. And how are you? Are you having a fantastic day? I am just making sure we're live. Are we live? Hey, Dave. How are you? Making sure this is live, which often it doesn't. Okay. I'm going to speak today about, yep, okay, fantastic. I'm going to speak to you today about how things really started to take off online and what you need to do if you're getting started and how it kind of evolved for me. So, if you're new, hello, my name is Katie Joy, and I help women craft kind of signature high ticket packages to make more money with fewer sales, reach definitely like those 5K months and 10K months with ease, and then leverage automation to win back some of that time. So, how I originally started when I transitioned online is quite interesting. And I know it's absolutely different for everyone. So I had a master's degree and all of this type of thing in the environmental field, but then I worked 8 years in fitness. So that was kind of like a phase. So if like I reinvented myself in this other phase, and it wasn't really by choice, it was by coincidence and accident because that business went really well and I was pregnant and I had a great team and it made me good money at that stage and it just made sense to stick with it. So then I'm moving online, right? So there's like different phases in life. So if you're at one phase and let's say you are I don't know, let's say you've identified with being a, let's think of anything, any type, even let's say, what's a typical type of career or something? Even admin or something. If you're working in admin or you it's probably the best one. And maybe a counselor, something like that. So if you're working in admin or counseling and you're wanting to do something completely different, or if we even use me as an example, environmental science, right? And then sometimes it's really hard to think you've worked so hard in that or so long and been qualified in it, and you're wanting to change into something else. But it's absolutely possible, like 100%. And sometimes it just takes you putting on that different shirt or that different person because you've really got to, step into a new role and become that different type of embodiment or a different person in the industry. So I've had to go from high level like environmental consulting, right, into a whoa like fitness instructor, and then into the marketing field. And they're like different people, they're different personas. I'm telling you, this other one, environment, was a different persona to the wild and crazy fitness person. And then into the marketing, it's kind of a bit of a merge of the two because it's my own business, so I can still be crazy self. So the steps that you need to take, so the first one I've got is definitely identify the passion, what you love, and who you want to serve. And that's how I fucked up basically. When I got started in line, I was in Bali, single mom with my kids. And then I'm kind of like, okay, what can I do? What's the easiest thing? I'll do like e-commerce and I'll just drop ship. If you don't know what drop shipping it is, it means you buy somewhere else and then they send it off and you sell from your online store. So I did that, but it was like plastic stuff or whatever, and was just didn't align with my values. Yeah, like getting some cheap stuff and making it look a lot fancier from my website and then selling it to random people. Wasn't building relationships, wasn't making an impact, wasn't transforming people. It just really didn't feel good to me. And then I found coaching after that. So I got into coaching, which I really liked. And I started in English coaching. It's what I've got $17 line, because obviously I had my other job where I was like earning more than that. But then in the online space, I started with that English coaching for 17. Then eventually that went up to about 60. And then through that time, like I was trapped in the time for money, like entrapment. And I remember seeing all these digital marketers, because I lived in Bali, and how they were there, being able to charge these, package prices, and, have quite a, good lifestyle and all that sort of thing about it. I thought, gosh, golly gosh, like that's just a great skill to have, digital marketing, because then you can be a digital nomad. So when things started to shift for me is when I really up leveled professionally and got trained in that. So that's my first, well, second thing really that I want to say to you is that if you don't have anything that you feel you can package and sell as a higher ticket, get qualified in it and learn it. So get that qualification, get the skills, get that stuff that you need, because I know sometimes people approach me and they go, well, I don't really have any skills. Like I haven't really done much. I've just been like a mum. Um, I haven't studied in ages. I just don't feel like, I really like marketing, but I don't know it enough yet or something. And then it's like, well, do some training, do some courses, learn some processes, learn some skills, learn how to do things so you're able to, package that then into a service and then take that out to the market. So definitely it's the passion. Like I made that mistake. Your passion first. So how I ended up building that store and selling to people, that wasn't my passion, and it wasn't like I wasn't making that transformation in people's lives. So it could be different for you, but find out where that passion and who you want to serve, because I didn't want to serve some consumer that like just buying a bunch of cups that said army wife or whatever on it. That was what I was trained to do in this training. That's not who I wanted to serve. So what you love, your passion, who you want to serve. Then if you don't have, if you think, gosh, what do these people need? And if you don't have those skills yet, then getting qualified. But chances are you do, because chances are you're working in that already and you're just wanting to have your own business, and you've got, like, I know some people have worked in like career or corporate and they already have those skills that they can take and package up for themselves. So chances are you can skip that step because you've already got it. And then after that, you've got making sure you've got that message to the right market. Now we can reach like a lot of different types of people, and obviously there's a lot out there, but you've got this wonderful opportunity that's never been before really in history, where you can go in on help a really specific person with a very specific problem. Who was I speaking to the other day? There was a lady, and it was really fascinating. It was something like a very micro niche, and she was doing really well. It was something like was finance, but it was this one group in finance with this one little tiny thing, and she was doing really well in it. And that's because you can we're able to target people in specific niches or niches with digital marketing. That's one. And we're also able to reach them through the internet. And then we're also able to deliver, especially now after COVID, like so many more people are used to it, but we're able to also deliver virtually. So if you don't get in now, if you really want to start your own online business, like now is just a great time to start, I think. 10 years ago is great. Actually, no, I think it's been better in the last 2 years since COVID, because it's really helped people buy online. So they've reduced their fear now. When, like, I remember when I earlier before COVID. Like sometimes people didn't want to put their credit cards online, and all that sort of thing. So now more people are buying online, and I was using Zoom and that before COVID, but a lot of people were like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that online. Like I want face to face. So now that's more acceptable as well, doing delivering online. So it's probably been a lot better over the past 2 years in that sense, COVID, for online business, because it's just, it's made people more open to online education and more willing and able to buy things online. So I'm a huge advocate for video because you get to experience the person, listen to the person, get their vibe, see if they know their shit, what they're talking about or whatever. If you even want to work with them, or maybe you just can't stand their accent, like my Australian accent, and then it's like, done, don't want to work with her. That's the great thing, is also that different people are attracted to and like working with different people. So I can be delivering obviously my way and my process, but a similar thing to a million other people, and everyone has a bubble, or everyone has like a circle around them. If you want to think about it, like this is really good if you have the objection of thinking that it's saturated, because you know all your competitors, or you know all the people that like are 5 steps ahead of you, and you think, oh, everyone must see them and want to buy their stuff because they're so amazing and they already have a bunch of courses, or they already have a bunch of things. But the thing is, it's like little bubbles. So like chances are those clients, like if you think about it, they haven't actually seen that other person. Like they're not in that person's bubble. If they come across you, they've seen you in your bubble. I found that really fascinating to witness and see a lot of times, is don't assume that everyone sees and knows everything you do, and like we're all working within I don't know how to do it. Our network, like even some of the biggest people in my niche online, I'll meet someone, I'll be like, do you know so-and-so? And they're like, who's that? I'm thinking, gosh, how could you not know this person? How could their ads seriously not have met, or like the targeting not have matched them with this person yet? And it happens all the time. It just literally hasn't, because that's how, big the world is, and the amount of people, and that. So don't let that stop you, and don't let that sort of fear or imposter syndrome stop you, because we're all working in our bubbles. And I guess a different way to think about it is even in the olden days, if you think about communities, just say we used to, if you had like a healer, right? So that healer works in this local range. And then this healer's working over here, and this healer's working over here, because we can't travel. So we're living in our little communities. Even though online we can reach anywhere, for some reason we still seem to be in our little networks, right? We still seem to like have different little kind of networks. They do overlap, of course, a lot more, but yeah, so that actually still seems to be happening online. So getting your message to market, I'm going to stick to my thing. So we said the passion, the love, and who you want to serve. And then it's your message to the market. And we can go, very niche and specific now, right? And then having that great offer, really having that great offer that's matching what the market needs. And it's kind of that unique process and that you've put together. So I'm also going to be here to convince you that you should have a signature high ticket offer. That's another thing, because that's when everything became so much easier for me. Because, when you're able to sell a great package, you're making fewer sales to meet your income goals. You're dealing with like fewer people, and you're able to do that transformation and work deeper. So, and I remember I even heard that in 2015. I went to this Key Person of Influence event by Daniel Priestley, I think, and they were talking about this like 2K offer. That was their core thing. They're like, everybody, all of it should have a 2K offer. And I was just there. Remember, I was in fitness, and I'm like, what the fuck can I do for a 2K? I was like, no, I don't have a 2K. And like looking back, I don't really think I did. Like with the knowledge and skills that I had at 2015 when I went there wasn't really anything that I could have put together for 2K for that current target market that I had. And I wish there was a programming coach to help me, because I believe there could have been, but I just didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the know-how. I didn't think that I did. Whereas the me now, like, could really structure that into something. But yeah, working with them. But at that time, there wasn't anything that I could, there wasn't any process, and there wasn't anything that I could do for that current market, but I could have been packaged into a slightly different market. Okay. The last two steps we're going to talk about is the marketing strategy. So there are lots of different marketing strategies, and this is the shiny object syndrome. Sometimes we're like, we'll try this and we'll try this and we'll try this, but really it's just finding that one or two strategies that work really well for you, and then like repeating them and rinsing and repeating them over and over. And that's when business starts to get fun, when you've got your sales process and your marketing, because then you kind of build in that consistency. So that means you've got to be constantly, what's the next thing? You've got to be constantly speaking, having conversations with people, conversations with prospects, who might be interested. You've got to be like building connections, or you could have partnerships and referrals as well. Or they could be coming in through, what else do you think? Could be coming in through any advertising, or if you've already built up, like a following and things on YouTube or your website or different things like that are getting hits. So just thinking about, where are these new people coming from? And if you're new, they won't be coming from anywhere. So you've got to be putting yourself out there, or reaching out, building connections, building relationships. Otherwise, you won't go anywhere. So that's pretty much, that was the last two steps. There we go. So there we go. So pretty much making sure first your passion, your love for what you do and who you want to serve, clarity, getting your message to your market, right? Getting your offer, making sure you've got this offer that the people you want to serve really are like, yeah, I really like that. I want that. Then looking at what is going to be that marketing strategy. And this is where I work with clients too. Like it's a sticking point, because it is finding out and building, and it does take time, and it's a different phase. So you might see someone else and their system or strategy is different, or that strategy could be working for them and it's not going to work for you. So you have to know what stage you are at in business. And initially it is very time intensive, I guess, when you're building that get-go, that start. And then getting clear on what that sales process looks like. Like, is it getting on calls? Is it proposals? Is it like a freebie, lower ticket offer? Like, what is that process look like specifically that's going to work for you? So if you would like your custom roadmap to get yourself up there and prepared to make those 10K months, please book in a clarity call. I am going to look at packaging up your service or expertise into a signature offer. That's what I will be looking at. You know that because I'm a huge advocate for that. So if you'd like me to help you figure out what do you have or what can you create and how do you do it into this package that I didn't have when I probably should have and could have in 2015 when I was first looking at it, you really need support and help sometimes to do that because it's hard to navigate the online space and it's hard to even think what you have is something someone else will pay for because often it's very easy. You find it really easy for yourself and someone else doesn't. And then you discount it because you're like, oh, that's so easy. Everyone can do that. Let's think about systems, organization, productivity, time management. Like some people are just guns at that. And like other people, like, holy hell, like I'll just totally pay someone to just, systemize it and get it all together because it doesn't work for them because they're very creative. Someone else would be like, I cannot come up with any creative thing, whereas give me, structure systems, I can nail it, but don't let me like think and create stuff. So people have different skills and what you find easy, likely someone else really doesn't, and they will pay for that help. So I hope that's useful. Hope you've had a good time here. I hope it's useful for you. Again, next week, I think I've got some calls. So that's at claritycall.biz. You can book in there for your own custom roadmap. Otherwise, just have a beautiful day and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.